What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge. Thanks so much for being subscribed to our channel. If you're one that is not subscribed, hit that button, click that bell, and turn on your notifications so you will be notified when we produce more content. Here we're going to take a look at this incoming eight, this magnificent group of eight that are coming into the program this next season, really highlighted by a lot of middle infielders. You talked about the portal entries yesterday. Maybe it makes sense when you look at this class that's coming in a little bit because it is really just laced with middle infielders. You got Sydney Barker. You got Gabby Garcia. You got Katie McKay. You got Tia Malloy. I think those are the four really ones that have played middle infield in their past. And then you got outfielder Cheney Helton, who's really a center fielder, kind of her main position. Corey Hicks, a catcher / first baseman. You got Riley Zaki, also a catcher. And then highlighting this class is Audrey Lowry, the left-handed pitcher. I think I covered them all, guys. That's the eight.
Yeah, you covered them well, Jeremy. That's the eight. And, I mean, we can go down this list and kind of talk about, I think, key impact players. I mean, we were talking the other day, guys. There's a very, very good chance. I mean, you saw last year 2 freshmen made big impacts for Oklahoma all year long, started most games. Ella Parker, Cassidy Pickering. I think there's a very good chance at least 2 of these incoming freshmen make a major impact again. I would say that's a pretty fair number to say with what they have coming back and what they have coming in, that you're going to see at least 2 of these names. And I think the big question is, which 2 will it be? I think at this point, you can have some idea of who you think might stand out, but I think it's pretty wide open. I think, position-wise, you mentioned the middle infielders. I mean, guys, look at OU's lineup, what they have coming back. The only positions they're not replacing are first base and where Pickering plays in the outfield. That's it. Everything else is going to be replaced. So a lot of opportunity is, I think, the key. I think that's the word, opportunity, because these incoming freshmen have big-time opportunities this upcoming year.
Yeah, you're completely right, Jay. 4 left-handed bats, 3 right-handed bats, and there's 5 middle infielders. And at this point in time, when you're going from high school to college, that's really what you want to recruit. They're the most versatile players. I mean, if you remember Jada Coleman, she was a shortstop in high school in travel ball, and really solidified herself as the greatest center fielder probably of all time in college softball over her 4 years at Oklahoma. So you look there. I mean, the names that really stand out to me, especially middle infield wise, is Tia Malloy and Katie McKay. But Tia Malloy, I mean, look at the family she comes from. Her 2 sisters have been on the big stage in Oklahoma City. A family just full of athletes. And I mean, looking back to her junior year of high school, slashing 629, 729 with 1171 OPS, slugging and a 1900 OPS. I mean, that's just unbelievable. I mean, I think in a couple years, there's going to be the argument made for Tia Malloy as the best athlete in the family.
Yeah, and you go through some of these others, and listen, we're going to be covering each one of these and doing a video kind of dedicated to each one of these incoming 8. But Cheney Helton, the more I see of Cheney Helton, look, that center field position where Jada Coleman has left now open is going to be a battle as well. Like you said, Jay Pickering out there, but, Maya Bland plays outfield. Cheney Helton is really, really good defensively. She bats left, throws left, just like Jada Coleman did. But Hunter talked about Tia Malloy. And then you got the battery of Audrey Lowry along with Corey Hicks, Riley Zakia at catcher. Really, I like what you said there, Hunter, about the middle infield being recruited heavily. And here's the other thing I think we have to note, guys. The fact that Ella Parker and Cassidy Pickering did play so well, that's sitting in people's mind. Gone are the days where people say, I don't know if you can play a true freshman. Oh, you can play true freshman in softball. Oh, you did it, and they were a very, very big reason as to why OU won a 4th straight national championship.
Oh, big time. And you mentioned the battery a little bit. I just want to talk Audrey Lowry. If you have a chance, go try to find any highlight you can of Audrey Lowry. And Hunter's got the stats here, but OU lost a lot at pitcher this year. They did. I mean, you look at what they're returning: Kirsten Deal, Peyton Monticelli. That's it. S.J. Guerin went in the portal. So that leaves you 2 pitchers other than Audrey Lowry. And Audrey Lowry, I think, is going to make a huge impact this first year at Oklahoma. I really do. Her stuff is elite. She is a high strikeout pitcher, Hunter. I think you got the stats, but she strikes out a lot of batters.
Yeah, these numbers, I believe, are just the high school numbers. 0.69 ERA, 1,092 strikeouts. Just unbelievable. Looks to be one of the most dominant pitchers in college softball and might be able to do it year one. When her 4 years are said and done at OU, I think that's going to be a name that's talked about a lot because of just the dominance in the circle.
Well, and OU's used freshman pitchers before, so it's not like Patty won't do that. So I think the bigger question of this whole 8 coming in, I think the interesting one is, you got Zakay and Hicks. And Zakay, if you remember right, was a very late signee with Oklahoma. Her sister, obviously, a really good pitcher, will be coming in the following. And so she was kind of a late pickup there in the recruiting class, but her and Hicks both at catcher, and Hicks has played other positions. I think Zakay is more of, a true catcher, I would say. Hicks can play multiple. I'm interested to see what they do there at catcher, and kind of if one of them kind of gets, most of the, I would say, I want to say reps, but one of them is chosen for catch. The other one's chosen to be a utility player. We've seen that done before. So we'll see. But great 8 is what I'm calling them. The great 8 coming.
Yeah, real quick, Jay, with Hicks and Riley Zakay. I don't think platooning will necessarily be an option. They both hit
I don't either
from the right side, so that kind of, I would say, defeats the purpose. But Riley Zakay, as you mentioned, a late addition. Berkeley Zakay, number 3 player in the 25 class, committed alongside her after a visit this past football season. But from what I could find, 537 batting average with 11 home runs, 45 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases. So, again, I mean, this 8 that Oklahoma is bringing in is truly one of the best classes in college softball. And I think at the bare minimum, you're going to see a handful of these players starting from day one.
Yeah, and 2 we haven't really mentioned much, Sydney Barker and Gabby Garcia, also middle infielders. And look, with the portal entries of Lilio and Hodge, that is a position they need depth across the board in. I would say don't assume that those 2 might not make an impact, because they very well could. And here's one thing we do know. As anticipated as the battle series was last year, it could be more anticipated for different reasons this year, because it's a whole lot of new faces. Last year, you knew what it was, but it was still highly anticipated. This year, you don't really know, so it's going to be more anticipated. That's what I would say.
Last year, all the talk and everybody really wanted to know was who's going to play shortstop. I mean, that was the major talking point last year. Well, you can say that about every position except first base and right field right now. I mean, who's going to pay this position? Who's going to pay? So it's wide open. I think the competition you're going to get with the incoming freshmen and the ones that are there is going to be, I would say the best they've had in a while, because I think you can say, yes, there's competition, but when you got Jada Coleman, Alyssa Brito, Kinsey Hansen, Tiari Jennings, I can go down the list, Riley Boone, there's competition, but we all know who's winning that battle, right? I mean, that's just fact. So it's wide open this year, wide open races. Other than a few. So that's going to be an amazing battle series, Jeremy.
Yeah, and hey, There's future national champions here. Who's the future chaos coordinator? All these things, future captains. This is a grade 8 class that's coming into the University of Oklahoma. We're excited to see him in the Sooner uniform. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel as we'll break down each one of these players as it gets closer and as we progress through this offseason. But thanks for watching the content here at the Sooner Surge. Make sure you check out the FanStop, fanstop.com. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Use code SURGE for 10% off. See you next time. Boomer.
Sooner.